find being under 30 to be a huge advantage in my industry. You know, healthcare has really not been re-envisioned, right? How we're practicing one-on-one therapy today looks pretty similarly to how Freud practiced therapy 120 years ago, right? And because I haven't spent 20 years in mental health care, because I wasn't even trained formally as a clinician, I'm not biased by what the system today looks like, right? I have the luxury and the privilege of being able to identify gaps and to feel within me, like, that doesn't feel right. Right? Whereas if I had been trained in this system, if I'd worked in it for 20 years, for 30 years, it's just so much harder to identify flaws, right? What works and what doesn't work. And I get to have such a fresh pair of eyes and to envision a completely different future because of it.
It's a conservative industry. It should be. It's healthcare to a degree. And so there have been certain advantages. There's the things that come with the youth, energy, travel, sleep less, all those things that just come with like a youth and all that stuff. For the industry itself, it's not like I'm relating to a consumer base that's my age. I'm relating to different people. It's a gray hair industry, suit and tie. So I would say that's been a disadvantage. I'm always the youngest person in a room, for better or for worse. I have a beard, which helps me not show my age, but that is what it generally is.
I struggled for a while because I'd walk into a room and people wouldn't assume that I'm competent. I don't know if it has to do as much with me being under 30 as me being a woman. I think that's really been a big variable in that. But I think it's also been an advantage, especially for building a team, right? We have a lot of people who came from very traditional biopharma companies. They've had to deal with, honestly, really terrible male-led hierarchical cultures. They've never seen or very rarely seen as a woman CEO and had the opportunity to work under a woman CEO. And so I can never promise a perfect culture. We definitely don't have a perfect culture at Loyal. No company does. But I can at least promise that we're different, right? Like, we're questioning the variables that have been set for a long time. And that's allowed me to build this really amazing team around this really cool idea in a period of time that has been quite rapid.
The mortgage business is a very old business. It's a part of the US economy. It's a huge part of it. It's 20% of GDP. And it's something that everybody looks at as an old sort of, Main Street type business. It's not something that like young people get into, especially today in this sort of environment. So that's part one of it, which makes it really hard to get into. The second thing is it's, again, extremely regulated. So you're not allowed to just do the sort of, old adage of venture companies of move quickly and break things, right? You're not allowed to break things here. You're actually supposed to think about, well, this is this regulation, I need to follow it. And as a result, it's very hard to build a business very quickly, because if you were to make a mistake, you can get fined by all the different regulators, even if you're trying to do the right thing. Balancing those two is really the hard part in this business. And I tell the people in the company, hey, we need to move quickly, but break quote unquote limited things. So that's what we try to do over and over again. But perfecting that is what makes this a successful business.